Up for review here today is the Norscot Cat D5G medium-sized dozer in 1/50th scale. Not exactly positive, but according to the Norscot box, this was came out in 2004, which is about right for the time that they made the machine. It's definitely not one of their best models. It's not bad. It's another what I consider good base model, but not exactly a fantastic model all the way around within itself. As you can see, it has rubber tracks, which for that time period was pretty common. Now, one of the things I can tell you is that when it was first released, I was still fairly young. I'm pretty sure that the retail price is either $17.95 or $19.95, which, of course, today you can barely buy maybe a set of jersey barriers or some cones or some barrels or something for $17 or $19, which is pretty ridiculous. It's definitely not a good thing. But anyway, that's not really what this video is about, so I'll go ahead and give you guys a quick review. It probably won't be a real long review. It's not a big model. I got the Bobcat S750 for scale. For a scale reference, for those of you that have that, it'll give you an idea of how big this dozer is. It's about the same size as a Joel Cat D5C for anybody who may have one of those. The blade on the D5C is a little bit wider. This is a pretty narrow blade on this dozer. But anyway, we'll get to it. Start out, show you the D5G XL graphics there. Pretty nice. Now, of course, this was the era of the large unpainted rivets that Norscot used, and of course, as you can see, there's really nothing about that ripper or the mechanism that's to scale. Here you can see the sprocket wheel is not a sprocket wheel, it's a solid plastic wheel that kind of has some sprocket teeth kind of casted into the plastic. It's definitely unusual. Of course, the idler wheel in the front, those are both a little bit big. One of the things they did do a good job of was the size of the hydraulic cylinders. Show you that. Those were pretty realistically sized at the time. The movements of the dozer blade, it's not anything fantastic by any means. That's as far as it goes up, and it does go to the side. Nothing too fantastic. It goes down, but it does not really dig, which even the Joel Cat D5C has a much more realistic digging action or function, if you will. Again, the blade is very small. I almost think that they got the wrong drawings for this dozer. I'm almost wondering, I think the body and the cab size of the dozer are correct, but it almost looks like the blade's from like a D3. I haven't taken the time to check the specs, which of course would be a good thing to do for the review, but I've been too busy and want to up the reviews for this year, so I might check into that and get back to you in a later video. One of the things you can see is the blade doesn't really come down very evenly. This background that I have is flat, and so you can see that's not anywhere close to perfect. There is some mesh work. Don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. You can kind of see the texture. Again, Norscot's famous for not doing anything to color that in. The handrails, of course, are kind of out of scale because they're plastic. The door does not open, and the casting's kind of funky on this dozer. There's the air conditioning unit. There's some nice little details to this dozer. The D5G is pretty much my all-time favorite dozer. This is one of my favorite models. definitely one of my favorite dozer models. But you see the detail on the back there, on the back of the air conditioner, the graphics, the ripper. The ripper goes up like that, and it goes down like that. It's nothing special. If you kind of pull the back end of the dozer up, it does go down a little ways. Again, the huge unpainted rivets really take away a lot from the model. I just haven't gotten around to it, but the ripper will come off with this model because of the way it was designed, and everything else is just kind of annoying. But so the graphics on this side, the same as the other side, the cab, the air conditioner, as you can kind of see there from the bottom, it's zoom out here, it's hollow, nothing special there. Pretty much the same on both sides, but like I said, for a scale reference, there's the Bobcat S750. Sorry for the shadow in the way there. So turn them sideways so you can get an idea of width. Not very big. Of course, D5 Dozer isn't that big to begin with. The front grille is plastic, little Caterpillar logo across the front there. Doesn't look like the camera's going to zoom very well. I apologize for that. It's a decent little model. If you can get it for a fairly cheap price, I would recommend it. I wouldn't pay maybe more than 30 or 35 bucks for one. Eventually I'd like to throw some metal tracks on it, and I'd like to get another one, make an LGP, but it would probably need a different blade. But anyway, that's the Norscot Cat D5G Dozer. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Please subscribe to the Mike's Model Reviews YouTube channel, and go check out the Mike's Models 2011 Facebook page. Give it a like while you're there for all the latest scale model news, reviews, and custom projects. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.